welcome back to another Tears of the Kingdom video. Today, I am going to be exploring the question, is it possible that part of the Great Sky Island came from the depths? Let's find out. So I got a little nostalgic yesterday, so I decided to re-explore the Great Sky Island. While heading to the Crystal Refinery, I started talking to the steward construct. Now what he said was very interesting. Although I did not have enough crystallized charges to produce energy wells, he did mention something at the end. They mentioned that the mines on the island have nearly run dry. They also state that there's more to be had. Let me repeat that clip so you can see what I thought was interesting. See it now? So the steward construct explained that the zonite came from the depths. This much is obvious, as we all know. You're probably thinking, Zayadi, you're crazy. After all, we clearly see in one of the memories that Zelda has from the past that the Temple of Time is on the surface. True, and that probably came from the surface, but what about the rest of the stars? They seem heavenly, devoid of gloom and darkness. So maybe those came from the surface too. But there's one more place that might not have. The caves. If the caves had come from the surface, then one of two things would have had to happen. Either they brought the zonite up from the depths and put it into the caves, which to me seems highly unreasonable, or caves in the past used to have zonite. So then this doesn't make sense. We clearly see in modern day that the caves do not have any zonite. They have other ores, such as luminous stone, diamonds, and even topaz. So then what happened? How were they able to get the zonite onto the Sky Islands when the steward construct himself even said that it came from the depths? Well, we all know the depths is below ground, deep below ground. So maybe that's it. Maybe the caves are just came up with the Sky Islands and they had zonite in them. Either way, I think something still doesn't add up. We know that the depths is a mirror of the overworld. This means that the caves would have to mirror exactly how the Sky Islands looked. Not to mention, there can not be found any caves in the modern day depths. So back to my earlier conclusion. Maybe they brought zonite up from the depths. That's why they would have all the zonite refineries, right? That still doesn't explain, though, how the zonite ores could form. That's raw mineral, not just stuff that you bring up from the depths. It doesn't make much sense to bring up the entire ore right now, does it? Maybe the Sky Islands had been able to foster new zonite ores. Still, though, something isn't right. New ores don't just come into existence. To me, it seems that the only way that they could have collected the entire ore is to have brought it up from the depths. And although it was clear that they colonized the Great Sky Islands, the sages just simply lifted them up. It wasn't like there was a bunch of sculpting the land. So yes, while it doesn't make sense for the caves to have come from the depths, there's a few other things I should point out. The first is that the depths are very dark. And while some caves on the Great Sky Islands are bright, there is one to be found that is pitch black. This cave, officially known as the Miner's Cave, can be driven into with a cart or flown into with a parachute after you get it. Without proper lighting, you can't see anything here. And it also has a zonite mine. Very interesting. It is one of the first places where you discover zonite in its processed forms, also known as the charges and the crystals. So although there are no light roots, gloom monsters, or even gloom itself, this cave does match up the depths. Both are colonized by the zonai, both have dark interiors, and both can carry zonite. The lack of gloom can also be proven. The Sky Islands are described as a safe haven for the hero who will awaken. This means they are protected from Ganon and his gloom. although being thousands of feet in the sky probably helps too. So the depths looks almost identical, and without Ganon, it would. This means at least some part of the depths must have come up with the Great Sky Islands. Otherwise, there would be no Zonite, no crystal refineries, and no pitch-black cave. And the reason there isn't a giant gaping hole in the ground? Well, there probably is. It could be a lake or river. After the Sky Islands were brought up, the hole filled in with water, meaning you can't reach the depths below it because there probably isn't any. So do the Great Sky Islands come from the depths? Yes and no. While not all caves are from the depths, and the things like Temple of Time are also not from the depths, there is clearly a place where the Zonite can be harvested and darkness prevails. Well, there you have it, everyone. If you don't think that I am right and have a different idea as to what happened, be sure to comment below. Also, make sure you like and subscribe if you want more amazing content just like this. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this helps increase your understanding of the game.